So you guys watch the video on the set practice. What do you guys think?
It's clearly showing the binding and the connection to Qi Jiguang, and it's also highlighting how you can use the Qi Jiguang module to decode what is missing in your art in a very clear manner. Because yeah, it showed very clearly, and it was like an eye-opener.
Yeah, indeed. So if one is not developing the uniqueness of one's art in the set and training the 4 aspects and learning the proper breathing, then what are we training for in the set?
And for me, I know the Selim Tao 1850, and yes, the Selim Tao can be like the first part is a functional training. Then from the second to the 4th part is, yeah, it covers all 4 aspects, and it can be dynamic. You can do it slow, and you cover the angles, you cover the throwing part, you cover the kicking part, you cover the dynamic and the momentum part also, and or the momentum combination, and yeah, it covers everything. Comparing to the Selim Tao from 1960, it's just a structure-based form, and yes, it doesn't have anything. It's just structure-based spine and tucking tailbone and fixing the pelvic and all that stuff that has nothing to do, or it doesn't cover anything. The 4 aspects from General Qi Jiguang.
So you can see, you know, I have put down the different video from different Chinese martial arts, the proper authentic one, the wrestling sets, the short strike set, the Choy Lee Fut sets. You see, they all have the uniqueness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they showing that they practice in a dynamic manner. They're using the energy and how they move. The first one, it was a little bit static, the wrestling part, so I couldn't read out how they're doing that dynamically. But the dog fist style, they had a very flow in their form, and it showed their speciality, but it was a dynamic way to doing it. Video number 3, it was a very dynamic and very powerful movement, and they're using the whole body. And the 4th video was actually that they showed the form and they explain the use of the form, and they also show parts of their training session to build up their body. So that the last was the one that gave the broadest overview of their art. And also when they stepped in full motion, using the whole body to sweep down or throw down the other guy. Even if it was a demo, it still shows that they practice the way that they're using the whole body. So that video was the one that showed most of the art. The other ones show parts of their art training, but all of them were very dynamic, and you see how they using the whole body when they're entering. It's not just the fist or the leg, it's the whole body in one unit. So it was really interesting, even it was in Chinese, so I couldn't understand what they were talking about, but what they showed was really the uniqueness of their art, and also the way of training, that they had the dynamic training in it, and also the use of the form. The last video was very good.
Yes, they cover the theme, which is the long fist, and Wing Chun's theme is the short strike part, but they cover everything. They cover they have their fierceness, which is really good. They're really fast. The breathing, everything is incorporated, and this is really important to know how to breathe, because this is an important part when you do martial arts.
So the issue is that, so what is the Wing Chun set training is for? Yeah. Compare with that, okay? And as you can see that even like in the other review on my book and everything, they're talking about this. I'm using Qi Jiguang to promote the 1850s Wing Chun and so forth, so forth. That's because many people are scared. Because right now it's not up for Hendrik. It's not my way. You see from the ancient, the teaching, and then you can use all this tool. You can see how it linked down, and so you can analyze it. And so right now, as well, I show the wrestling video there, yeah. And you know that guy is not that good, but his practice that you know is for wrestling. The theme is for wrestling. Okay, and the Choy Lee Fut is for fierceness. The dog face is for the instability. The short strike is for short strike, for the soft, right? Yeah. So right now you cannot argue anymore, because this is the reality. The real Chinese Kung Fu has to be like that. And of course, if you look into the Qi Jiguang, it's even more than that. Yeah. So if you are if we are not based on something, but only my Sifu say this and that, you're not going to learn the Chinese Kung Fu. We are not even talking about advanced Chinese Kung Fu, because the 4 aspects is what is the really basic. And after General after General Qi Jiguang, the chapter 14, it tells you right away the first 4 aspects, because it's in section in 1 second, okay. So there is the 3rd sections of the General Qi Jiguang, the 3rd section. The 2nd section is functional training of General Qi Jiguang. The 1st section of General Qi Jiguang, it tells you why this chapter is needed. The 2nd is the functional training. The 3rd section is that. Now, if we have no idea in that, and we do not have all this together, the 4 aspects, I don't know what it is. And if we don't have the theme, I don't know what it is.
You lose your identity, if you do not have the theme.
You don't have the art, right? So so the issue is that you practice all the sets. Now, do you know why all this so screwed up now? If you look at all the sets today in Chinese Kung Fu, okay, people is taking. You have to play it slow, so you have internal. You have to play it soft, so you have internal. Why is everybody thinking the Tai Chi form today, the internal form worth something? What if worth nothing? Why? If you play music, you know music have a rhythm. All right? Yeah. So music have a rhythm, and within the rhythm you have the beats and the tempo. Yeah. Every music is different. Now you play the sets like what? You play like a set like a plain, no, the same beat, no tempo. Everybody is the same. So you don't have music. So you apply with the same thing. Your 4 theme of General Qi Jiguang, the instability handling with the single leg, the fierceness, the fast, the takedown and throw, and the soft, which is the short strike. Every one of them have a different rhythm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, even within every rhythm, there is variation of rhythm. For example, just take it very simple. Western boxing. Western boxing, it is belong to that fierceness. We like it or not. Yeah. Yeah. And Western boxing only is the fierceness. It doesn't even cover the single leg, all other things from General Qi Jiguang. General Qi Jiguang cover 4. just fierceness. Now, if you look at the Western boxing, even in the shadow boxing, they have different rhythm within their fierceness theme.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Western boxing doesn't claim to be everything. It's just one aspect of General Qi Jiguang, 4 aspects. Now you look at like Chinese martial art. If you don't know the team, you don't know the team's rhythm, you don't train with it, and you don't know the variation theme, rhythm within that team, then what do you have? You don't have nothing. So that's why if you look at like the Tai Chi fight against Western boxing, it is an evidence now in China, the Sanda is using the Western boxing as the base. So they are using the fierceness of aspects of General Qi Jiguang, just one single aspect. They have so much rhythm. And your Tai Chi said all the thing, you do all the same thing, and then you start to do that the same with the Wing Chun, and then talk about this hand technique, that hand techniques. When you don't have your theme, the rhythm of the theme, and then the variations rhythm of your theme, you don't have anything. You just talk about hand techniques.
Yep.
And so you know that you don't have the art. You never practice that art. Because you don't know the theme, you don't know the rhythm. While the Western boxing is just for fierceness, you have the theme and you have the rhythm. They're expert with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
they expert with that by doing sparring. By sparring. For example, sparring, it has nothing to do with, you can do it fast, you can do it slow, you can do it just, you know, the one attacks, the other one is dodging and moving the body, doing body work, footwork. This is really important because if you don't have that, you can achieve a fierceness, and this is really important to spar.
Yeah. So you know that is belong to the theme of the fierceness. And
Yes.
because and they have all the so many different rhythm, you know, as you can see in the sparring, you know, all this thing. Okay, so the same thing with the BJJ. Come on, now just face it. They have their rhythm. They have rhythm within their rhythm. Thai boxing, the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Now MMA have more aspects, like the 4 aspects. So right now you ask yourself, what the world are you training with your sets? What do you have?
Yeah.
Or you just try barely to survive to mimic your sets. Like Wing Chun, like Wing Chun sets, right? The 1850 Wing Chun. You know that when the rhythm is for functional training, it has to be slow. So what are you doing for the slow? You want to examine your 6 core element. There's a reason for the slow. The first part, I want to know by 6 core element.
Yes.
And then all the part 2, part 3, part 4 is all based on the theme of the short strike. But you have different thing. Guess what? I already tell everybody, but because people don't see it, it's in the Wing Chun Inception, the first few pages, the 6 physiological state.
Yes.
So the first physiological state is the nurture qi state. The second is the impulse, the Xing Qi, the 7 balls and 4 slow handling state, the impulse momentum handling, the accelerate impulse momentum handling. So the crit itself, it tell you, so what is this? Nurture qi. What is this impulse momentum handling? Accelerated, full accelerated. Well, all those are rhythm. Am I right?
Yeah.
So it's here. Yeah. That is why all this rhythm is become the H model. So that means that when you practice the set, you better have all this rhythm.
Yes.
And all like your, when you want to do the instability and when you want to do the takedown and the rhythm of the short strike, all have different rhythm. So when you practice a set, as I said the other in the other YouTube, you ask what is the rhythm of this set? What is the theme of this set? What is the rhythm of that theme? And what is the variations? If not, then what are your set is doing? Slow, soft and slow, and I get internal.
The good thing about the Selim Tao 1850 is from you can even do the second, the third, and the fourth part slow and concentrate on your breathing, which is also really important. This is my experience. Sometimes go fast, sometimes I go slow, sometimes I torque with my body because I want to put, more to move my pelvic and improve the movement and improve my whole body. So I just combine all the 7 joints, 7 bows with my motion, and this is really important. So you have it covers everything, and
see,
I wouldn't be able to do it with the Chamkyo form from 1960 or with the Buji form. It's not possible. And with this is really, really like an engineering form, I can tell you, because I know the form, and yes, and great good ideas.
It is based on the 6 physiologies in here. So what happened is that, okay, so there's a 6, right? The last one is the full accelerated impulse momentum handling. Now, what you do is actually, you can always default it down to the 7 bows and top force flow handling. And of course, your breathing, you have to have your breathing synchronized with it. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if your set cannot do that, that means your set, I don't know what your set doing. So you can say, well, I do Tai Chi, the internal. Well, those are for what? If you do all those sets slowly and you still don't know your breathing, that means you do not have the training of the functional training. If you have it, you were aware of it, you realize that, oh, this breathing is like this, like that. So this same with the you do BJJ. I don't know BJJ. I never trained BJJ. You train BJJ. For sure, the rhythm is different, and a lot of things is different.
Definitely. So sometimes we go high speed when we spar, for example. Sometimes we go slow because we want to improve. We want to adjust our techniques and how to get in and be really tight, really like short strike in but lying. And it's completely different. So you go up, you go down, and then you try to control your sparring partner. We have fun. It's really fun, and nobody has to be scared because it's fun,
Yeah, the thing is that even Western boxing is the same, in the Thai boxing the same.
Yes.
So that is called martial arts. Yes. Otherwise, it's what are we doing? Are we just mimic sets for what? Oh, this is the secret set. This is 1850 secret sets. If the 1850 shooting Tao is like what people think today, or internal, all this thing, I just throw it in the garbage because it's worthless. Okay? So the issue right now is this. The issue right now is you look into, we don't use our own judgment. You look at General Qi Jiguang. This is what General Qi Jiguang said. You look at like today's BJJ or boxing or Thai boxing. You see they follow each other. You look at like Choy Lee Fut. You look at the dog feast, which is going down to the ground. The Chinese wrestling. And you look at this, everything confirmed together. They confirm, they validate each other. So somebody asked me, hey, Hendrik, how can you scientifically validate? Well, this is how you scientifically validate. You have the General Qi Jiguang talk about the same thing. You have the today's martial art, like BJJ, Western boxing, Thai boxing, talk about the same thing. You have Chinese martial art, like our Choy Lee Fut friend, our the dog boxing, the Chinese wrestling, and the short strike Mien fist. They all talk about the same thing. So are we going to follow that? Or are we going to say, oh, because Grandmaster, Supreme Grandmaster Hendrix say this, then you have to be like that? What is the reality? You have to look into scientific mean, know what is the reality. So right now, what set do you have? I don't know what set do you have. What do you get out from your set? You want to do Tai Chi set, you can do 1 billion yield. I guarantee you cannot handle a Western boxer.
Yeah.
So what to argue? How to argue? So all this thing, if there is no change now, not following, say, like a General Qi Jiguang, is dead. And I know there are a lot of so-called Chinese Kung Fu mentality, not really Kung Fu mentality, Kung Fu movie mentality, like in the past 100 years, people want to get rid. It's because they don't want to have this, so that they always can claim their grandmaster and whatever heck. But with this, they cannot claim their authenticity or whatever, because they know that these are they are making up things. So right now this is General Qi Jiguang, and you see all the video I share with you with the Choy Lee Fut, Mien Qian dog fish, and the Chinese wrestling. It's all around the Chinese martial arts. And with the Western boxing, BJJ, everything converged together. So are you going to follow this, or you're not going to follow this? And if you not follow this, don't call it Chinese Kung Fu. You just screw Chinese Kung Fu. Because now we prove with all this data what is proper. Right?
Yeah.
So right now it's like you talk about Wing Chun, you talk about other martial arts. If you not follow this, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't. You say I want to practice.
Anybody know.
If I want, you say that I want to practice Shilin Tao slow with my structure, with my mind, or everything. Do you know the 6 core element? Like a BJJ people, when they're going down to the floor, they know every piece they need to adjust. If you practice it slow, you don't know your breathing on your Shilin Tao, you might get into what they call this cardiorespiratory problem in today. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you stop your breathing or something like that. Okay. Or you can get in the hyperhibernation and all kinds of the respiratory problem, because you either you breathe too hard or you stop your breathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or high blood pressure also.
Yeah, I mean those are things, you know, the thing related to your the cardiorespiratory issue. So not all things you practice slow, meaning that it is proper. So why do you practice your things slow? So there's the issue there. Why you do that? Why do you do that? What's the reason in the technical aspect, in the technical medical? Why do you do it? You need an answer, right? So what do you guys think?
Yeah, with today's sports science, we can verify everything. So if it's not at this age in the 21st century, there are no more excuses not to verify what we're training. So if it's not scientifically verifiable, we cannot verify it scientifically, and we cannot repeat the results, then there's something wrong in our training.
Yeah, I mean, if you say somebody say that I'm going to do my Shilin Tao for 1 hour, okay, fine. How is that affect your cardiorespiratory system? Will you get into hyperventilation? Okay.
Yep.
And this is not internal art, because you cannot say that I just do it slow, I do it soft, I do it hard, I do it stop your breathing, I do it this and I do it that. How is your cardiorespiratory system works at that time? That not simply that it is internal art. And so the same thing, you practice everything the same with the Tai Chi sets, slow. Are you kidding? When you're facing the long fist, the fierce, like the Choy Lee Fut, the fierce timing and the rhythm, can you handle that?
No, you need to be faster.
Yeah.
So you need to practice fast to become fast. You can't practice slow to become fast. You can practice slow to gain the body mechanics and the feeling and the breathing in your body. But in the end, you need to practice in full speed to be able to handle your body in full speed.
Okay, one other thing is like you practice your Wing Chun sets. Everybody today is saying that it's a straight line, Wing Chun is a straight line, put your back behind. You just look at that Chinese wrestling, the Choy Lee Fut, the dog fish, the Mien fish. You look at how many angles they come in.
Yeah.
So can your Tan Bong Fuk, can your linear handle any one of those?
No, definitely not, because you see how they always angle in. The last video, I don't know which art it was.
There's those Mien fish,
Mien fist. They always angle. They never go straight in against the force. They always angle in beside the force and using their momentum to get to throw the other guy or trip his legs or whatever they did. So they never walk straight in.
So you know that Mien fish in this book, it is in the General Qi Jiguang chapter 14. Okay. So if anybody have this book in the section 6, and it is saying that here, okay, the Lu Hong 8 move is fierce, but it is not as good as Mien Zhang short strike. That is Mien Zhang short strike, the last one is in the thing. So somebody might argue, oh, there's not Mien Zhang, blah, blah, blah. Fine. But the things that right now you see it, okay? You see how the thing angling. Now, the issue is that the claim of saying that Wing Chun is Tan Bong Fuk do not hold. Because of now you see all those Chinese martial arts, okay? And also, when you do a set, it is not this hand technique, that hand techniques, or people say techniques and timing, everything. It is between this techniques and this techniques. The one technique and the other technique. Between that is the rhythm, the beats, and the tempo. If you miss that, you cannot get it. You cannot say, this is called jab, this is called cross, this is called hook. What? If you think like that, I imitate that jab, cross, hook, it doesn't mean anything. What it means is the timing, the rhythm between the jab and the hook and the cross. That's where the play is of the fierceness. Now, when you do a set, if you just, I mimic that, I have to put my weight here, I have to do this technique, you miss all that rhythm in between two so-called posture. Then
it needs to be it needs to be dynamic. If it doesn't dynamic and flowly, then you already missed the point. If you start your first attack and the second attack doesn't come in that rhythm, in that flow, then you don't reusing your energy to get your second attack and entering in. Then you're too late. Then the other opponents already change.
Now, the dynamic is still too general, because the dynamic of a shoot in to take you down and the dynamic of the short strike is a two different type of dynamic.
Yeah.
Two different type of rhythm. a dynamic of to strike in with a dog fist, like say the imbalance, and the strike in like a Western boxing, the fierce, the dynamic is different. So you cannot be generalized anymore. You have to be know what is the theme, what is the rhythm of the theme, what is the dynamic of the theme, and what is the change of the variations of the rhythm of that particular theme.
Yeah.
That's why Western boxing only with one, the fierceness aspects of General Qi Jiguang. But it's so good. Why? Because you have expert in that particular fierceness aspect. Now, if you don't have any expert in that, and you don't even know there's these four aspects, I don't know what you're doing.
And they also have the training methods behind it to support it in Western boxing.
Look at Western boxing.
Yeah.
So you say internal, you do this long enough, you can get internal. I get this peng jing, I have this balance, I have this qi, I have, you see, now you can stand together and then say, oh, you see how I can use my internal power? Well, you can have all of those. When you meet a Western boxer, you go get KO a few seconds. Why? Because people don't play that. People play timing.
Yeah.
So you know, anybody who watch this movie, this video might thinking I'm bad mouthing you guys. I'm not bad mouthing you guys. I tell you the solution. You got a problem. If you don't solve it, look at the Chinese today. The young Chinese keeping making the video on how bad Wing Chun is, how bad is the Wing Chun practitioner fighting, showing all videos by videos, how bad is the Chinese, like the Tai Chi guy, how bad is the Bagua and everything in videos, in YouTube. You can check it every day. Just Google it, okay?
Yeah.
If you don't hear this, it's not following Hendrik. You don't follow General Qi Jiguang, you know you don't have nothing. You know you're going to deserve to get put down by all those young Chinese. There's a reality, a technical reality. So you can blame on Hendrik shooting this messenger. For me is that you're not solving problem. You need General Qi Jiguang to solve the problem. Now we know the pattern. It's like in science, we be able to analyze it based on all this evidence already. So what are you going to argue? Okay. So I know many people watch this will say, well, why Hendrik? Why you bad mouth on Tan Bong for? Why you bad mouth on this set? The weight is behind and all the sets practice. Well, I'm not bad mouthing you. I just telling you that thing screw up already. You don't fix it, you don't have anything. And you don't have to follow Hendrik. I don't want anybody to follow Hendrik. I want everybody to follow the General Qi Jiguang, follow the writing of 1850s Wing Chun. That's the way how you get your art back. That's where you get your soul back. Or else you don't have anything. How can you prove that? Like right today, so many Chinese videos on how bad is Wing Chun, how bad is, you look at all this thing, right? How are you going to defend your Wing Chun? Are you going to fight the entire world? Or you just very simple, you just bring this thing up and bring this thing up. Say, okay, obviously we don't practice according to this. Your Wing Chun will never get trashed anymore. Because we take the responsibility. We don't go. Right? Now, if you don't take the responsibility, then the Chinese Kung Fu get trashed. The Wing Chun get trashed. The other Chinese Kung Fu, all that get trashed. Why? Because we just don't practice what the ancestors teaching. If you follow this, how can you get trashed?
You can't.
So the matter right now is, are you for yourself or are you for everybody? If you're for everybody, you better follow this. If you for yourself, you just because you want to be a grandmaster or whatever, fine. You go face Xi Xiaodong. You straighten out all these accusations or all these presentations of the Wing Chun or Chinese Kung Fu. If you don't dare to do that, you cannot dare to do that, you cannot do that, then follow this. Also, you have the responsibility for your students. What are you going to lead to your assistant to? Because this is proven already. Your sets doesn't work. It's a wasting of time. So for me is that it is at this critical crossroad. In the West, the reason I show all this thing, that none of this have the name Hendrik there. And again, I say, to be fair enough, I don't have school and I don't intend to open a school. I'm retiring now. So I'm the guy who dig this out, but I am not going to be a grandmaster. I'm not going to have a school. I'm not going to make all the money on this. So to show you, it is the information which is I want to share with the world, not that I want to be authority or I want to make money. So if people still don't wake up, you know it is over. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're sharing all the information that you have been researching for a very long time, and you're sharing with everybody, so everybody get the opportunity to know this knowledge and use it in their teaching and go in the right path.
So if you keeping doing those, like the Tai Chi is the ultimate and all this thing, how are you going to face like Choy Lee Fut? How are you going to face like dog fish, the Mien fish, where everybody, or the Chinese wrestling, where everybody train what their team every day. They train their team every day. They might not be the best fighter of the universe, but they train that way. So what do your Wing Chun train? Compare with them, what are you training? So this is the issue. You want to be royal to Wing Chun? Are we going to talk straight, or are we going to still playing the game of I scratch your back, you scratch my back? Oh, no. You know, those are Western people. They are just really bad. Okay, they just put down on Wing Chun. Or you want to look at the reality. Are we really follow the ancestor in one way? Or the Westerner is talking the truth? Okay, time is out. So
yep.
I'll set it here. Thanks. Bye-bye.